So there's days where I just want to listen to music and see if I find any records that I want to chop up. I think these days, which is actually today, I wanted to film it and just kind of go through and show my process. They're some of my favorite days because I get to listen to music and just chop up samples and create drum programs within my MPC. So today we're going to be creating or listening to music and just creating a bunch of drum programs with some of these records. And I'm going to show you how I store these or how I save these into my hard drive. So then I can come back to these later on once I have drums and I have a better idea of the beats that I want to create. I have my sample sharing program. I create these sample chops the way we're going to do right now. And when I'm done creating these programs, I release them to my community. So if you're part of the community, you get to download these records that I'm sampling from and load these up into your MPC, whether it's the MPC Live, MPC One, MPC Keys, any of the newer MPCs, and you could just follow along or create your own flips with some of the chops that I'm creating here with you. Let's get right into it. And right here, I have a sample program that I had just created on our previous video. Actually, will let you listen to the chops that we have right here. Such a nice record. And the cool thing about this is the way you save this chop or this program. Let's say we have everything the way I have it right here. I already have it chopped up. I love how it sounds. If I choose to add any plugins on this sample chop program, when I save this, it will save with those plugins already inserted on the program. And the way I save this is I just go right here where is my sample drum program, hit this little pencil icon, and it says save current program. Now it's going to ask me where do I want to save this current program. I'm going to go ahead and save it into the internal SSD that I have installed on the MPC Live. And right here, I can create a brand new folder and call it PGMS. So programs, hit do it. I'm going to create a parent folder for the drum program just so I don't have the XMP files and then the WAV files and it just kind of gets scattered all over the place once I'm collecting or going through all these records. So I'm going to create this. I'm going to just name it Rafael because that's the record that I sampled from. Hit do it, hit save, and now it just saved that into that location that we put it on. Awesome. So that's how I do it. Now I'm going to go ahead and just listen to this next record right here. I actually have this one, The Dream Academy, The Love Paradise. This is something that I heard a while ago and I did sample this and I just found it again. And I'm like, you know what? I got to sample this and then just come back to this later. Again, I don't want to make no beats off of this right now, but it's something that I want to collect. And just instead of having records collected right next to me, I could just sample these, create a folder, and just have my collection already installed on my MPC where I can come back to these. Now, I am sampling off of my Audio-Technica LP60. It's an awesome record player. So if you are wanting to get into sampling from vinyl, it's an awesome record player that I highly recommend for anybody just getting started. I'll have a link down in the description of my videos to any of these pieces of gear that you see me using. So if you're going to be purchasing any studio equipment, make sure you use some of my links. It really does help out the channel. Now, one thing I got to mention when I do these type of sessions is I'm not concerned with no drums or anything like that. I'm just going to create a brand new project. And right here, there's this program 001. It's the default program. There's nothing on these pads. It's just blank. The way I like to sample is I go to my sampler, and when I'm in my sampler, I go to pad tap. Pad tap is awesome because it's just instinct. You know, I listen to something. As soon as you hit a pad, it starts sampling into that pad. As soon as you hit the second pad, it chops to the second pad. It creates your drum program as you're sampling. All right, I'm going to keep listening to this. I want to fill up bank A. Mommy doesn't understand. They never held their hand out. All right, cool. Now we have that right there. And as soon as I go to my main page, I already have this program put together according to the way I sliced it up while I was sampling.
Mommy doesn't understand. They never held their hand out.
Like, I know I like this right here.
I'm thinking of you in late September. I'm thinking of you in late September. Mommy doesn't understand.
Okay, so that's awesome. That's something that I actually like. Now, there's some clicks and pops. The downbeats or the slices are not right where I need them to be. It's okay. These are just chops that I'm creating. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. And by the way, if anybody's tuned in to the sample sharing program with me, I will be releasing this whole entire package that I'm sampling right now for you guys. So make sure you guys go to the link of this video if you're a member and download all these sample chops that I'm creating. Load them up into your MPC, do some flips, show them to me. Like, I want to listen to them. So make sure you get these programs that we're creating. Now this record is called Girl in a Million. So I'll just save that. Boom, hit do it. Now I'm gonna hit the little pencil icon, save current program, and I'm gonna put that into my internal SSD, the PGMs. And right here I have Rafael. Now I'm going to make this new one and I'm going to call it Dream Academy. And there now I have this other record that I stored into my internal hard drive. Okay, so now that we're going to go on to the second record, all I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to hit this little plus icon and I'm going to create a brand new blank program. Hit that plus. Now I have program 001. There's nothing in this program. Same thing, I'm gonna jump into my sampler, I'm gonna be in pad tap, and I'm ready to start chopping up records. Oh, that's so bad. Oh my goodness, that sounds so nice. I'm waiting for this MPC stems to come out because this right here is so nice, but his voice is a little too overpowering. It's called Yo Soy Aquel. Hit the little pencil icon, save current program into my SSD, the PGMs, new folder, Rafael. Let's keep sampling. All right, let's keep listening. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, go to my program editor. That sounds awesome. Go to my inserts, and on this one right here, I'm going to add some dynamics, air limiter, and I'm just going to bring this up to a healthier level. Vuelve a empezar. I'm going to save this, and right here, I'm going to do the same thing. Hit the pencil icon, save current program, and I'm also going to save that into the internal SSD. I'm going to keep listening to more Rafael music because this guy just has some crazy stuff, man. Okay, let's do all Rafael. Let's keep listening to create a brand new program. I already know this is going to drop good, so let's hear this. Oh, that is so cool. I go to global, pitch this down about -2 semitones. Inserts, let's add a limiter and get this up to a better level. I'm gonna go ahead and save this into an internal SSD. Listen, I feel like I can do this all day long. Just have a stack full of records, my record player, my MPC, and just dropping the needle and sampling, creating All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here, but you get the process of, at least for me, this is when I'm just creating sample chops. I have so many records. I mean, this is just a handful that I got to go through, probably end up going through these tonight, but I either put these somewhere in my room, which I don't have a big room, I have a small room, and I'll come back to them. I have to look for them, and I'm like, oh man, there's that one record that I remember, I think, and then I have to look for the section or the part that I wanted to sample, or I just do this process right here, which for me, I just grab a cup of coffee, sit down, listen to some music, and start chopping up records, save them into your SD card, and then just call these back up later on and continue. So you don't have to go digging through your records. You just have them already saved right here. Now, let me show you real quick on my MPC how I'm able to look for them, find them, and then load them up into your MPC and just continue where I left off. Now, right here, I'm in my MPC, and I have my MPC hooked up via a controller mode so I can see it. But let's say when you have your SD card and you're storing these programs onto your SD card, you go to your SD card. This is the SD card of my MPC Live, and I have that folder I created, which is programs, the PGMs. Once I click into this PGMs, I have those folders that have been created. So there's a Rafael folder. If you open up this folder, there's a bunch of WAV files, and there's also XPM files. The WAV files is the actual audio that we're sampling, and the XPM files is the actual program that I chopped up for you. So make sure, like, let's say you're in the sample sharing program, I'm going to release these to you. When you grab this folder, put this folder onto your SD card exactly the way it is, like this. Don't just grab the WAV files. Put the whole entire parent folder into your SD card, because on your MPC, when you go to your browser and you find this, you're going to load up this XPM file. You're not even going to see the WAV files. You're just going to see the name of these XPM files. And once you load that up, you're able to, the MPC will recall and connect the WAV file to that program file. Hopefully this is making sense, but you could just continue where I left off. If you go to my account, you'll see my channel right here, and you go to my memberships tab. When you go to my memberships tab, I right here share with my audience or my members all these links right here. These are all links to different programs that I've chopped up for you. You click on any of these links right here, it takes you to my Google Drive, and you got to just make sure you download this whole entire page right here. Now, on a side note, this is something that I do want to share. So many people will comment on some of my videos or on my Instagram. I share a lot of my samples or the records that I chop up on Instagram also. And people will say, man, you make it look easy, or how do you find these records? It's not easy. I just film myself when I find gold. But if you could sit down next to me as I'm listening to records, or I go out and buy records, there's so many records that I just don't use. There's so many stuff that I'm listening to. I'm like, nope, I can't use that. That doesn't work for me. It's not always good sounding records. Right now, I know these Rafael albums sound great. So I was like, you know what? Let me demonstrate as I'm showing these records. But if I just sat down and spent a day just listening to music, there is more music that I just do not click with versus music that I do click with. And that's why this process is important for me, because time is important for me, especially since I have a daughter, I have a family. I can't just sit in my studio all day just not doing anything. So when my family goes to sleep, there's times where I just stay up 10, 11 at night, and I go through some of these records and I just do this process. So next time, or the next morning that I wake up and I have a certain amount of time to work, I already have records that I know are going to work, because they are my favorite sample chops that I stored within my MPC. So I'm not wasting time. I'm just going to start working where I left off and start building some drums, some bass line, start adding different elements. But I have my collection already trimmed down. I hope you enjoyed this video and picked up a thing or two. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to leave you guys right here. I'll catch y'all on our next video. Peace.